Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe. This is my Craps Master's journey. Let's make it yours too. Excuse me. Today is episode number 175. It's day number 16 of the brown belt level. And if you're new to the program here, this is all about learning how to shoot the dice and practice a trend-based betting system. And let's get everything reset here. We got the KPI road tracker reset, and that should be ready to go for when we get started. And let's go back and review our statistics going up through today on the brown belt. So I've been keeping track in Excel spreadsheet on a separate thing. I'm not using the bone tracker at all for this. Good morning, SJ. And so far we have got 414 throws in since session number 5, and we have an SOR average of 11.04 and just under the 8.0 SRR, which is a 7.86. So it kind of gives you guys an idea of what we're doing for our statistics next. Good morning, Randall. And again, this is all about transparency as well. We're trying to be very transparent when we go through our Level Up program. If you guys have questions, make sure that you guys do throw the comments out, the questions out, the suggestions out, what's been working for you, what has not been working. Anything you guys want, make sure you put it into that chat. Good morning, Replay fan. If you're playing along with Crapsee, the code is Z5G2M3. Let's get her started, guys. We're going to start off with a $25 pass line bet, $5 craps check, 555 on an ATS. And remember, do not work the come out. That craps check will help protect you on that come out. We're going to again go with the 3236 dice set to start off with. This is the 3V dice set, and we're going to be working on George's matrix again. George from CY's matrix again today. Good morning, Kevin, CRC. And we got all that set here on dice out. 3236. We're going to be using the Yuri style grip. We're going from stick left 1. We're going to use the regular par style toss right now. Again, I'm concentrating on keeping the dice square to the table. I also have it out further on that don't pass line rather than the pass line like I used to do. The reason being is because if I keep it out here, it's going to allow my throw to go a little bit straighter, and it gets it out of that corner a little bit easier. And we start off with a 6-3 center field 9. So that'll be our first point. And that will be a 1 die off axis. So the left die 1 off axis. And as we get going through the program, you guys, and we practice more and more and more, you want to try to get as proficient as you can in predicting or reading what the dice are doing. Good morning, Roger. You want to read the dice as well as you can. So remember that left die, the axis is a 1 and a 6. The right die of the axis is a 2 and a 5. So I always remember 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the opposite side totals up to 7. So if it's a 1, it's a 6. If it's a 2, it's a 5. Remember that the 3 is always on top for both dice. So the 4 is on the bottom. And then the rest of the numbers will be the front or the back of the dice. So just kind of something to remember. So if you see a 1 or a 6 on the left side, it means it went off axis. If you see a 2 or 5 on the right side, it went off axis. If you see a 3 on either side, that means it's on top. If you see a 4, that means that dice double pitched. Now, if you see a 4 and a 5, for example, if you see a 5 on the left and a 4 on the right, so that means there's a double pitch of the right die, only a single pitch of that left die. So a single and a double means a single. Kind of confusing, kind of like a double negative means a positive, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. We're going to go 220 inside here, not including the point. We're going to pick up $50 in pass line odds. We're going to go 25 in pass line odds, sorry. And we're going to call that all bet set here. and dice out. Again, we're going to stick with 3, 2, 3, 6, and we'll see where we ended up with after the next roll for the George to see what it makes. So the first one was 1 dice off axis. Dice out. Dice split apart after they landed, but we have that 9, so we buckshotted the 9. Buckshot the 9. 4, 5, 9. Big Mac. Hard 9. So it's point made. Again, that was a 1 dice off axis. So that right die went off axis. The left one stayed on axis. So if you go to our chart, we had 1 dice off axis on the left side. We had 1 dice off axis on the top of the chart. That means that we're going to go the hard way set next. And let's go 5, 4, 5, 4. And as far as Crapsee is concerned, we're going to drop down to a $15 pass line now. I had learned yesterday that the table that we're going to be going on, they have 2 tables at the main casino that we're going to. The first casino, or the first table that opens up earlier, is a $10 table during the week, which is very similar to my home casino. So I'm going to be used to doing that betting there. If I'm on the $10 table, I'm going to probably do a $10 or $15 horseman to start off with, and then I'm going to be doing the skill 66 when I'm there. So I'm going to be doing 66 inside, pressed at 88, and then I'm going to go down to 44 and work my way back up. And that's just to maintain my bankroll, basically. The second table that opens up is a $15 table during that week, and on that table I'm going to be doing similar to what I'm betting here right now. Good morning, Freedom. And let's go all bets set here and dice out. So 5, 4, 5, 4 hardware set is where we switched to. Last one was a 1 die off axis. The left one crossed over, and we have magic aces. So we have a left and a right. Magic aces, 1, 1, 2. So that will help with that ATS. And our craps check protected us on that one right there. So we're going to go back up on that $15 pass line bet. In fact, we made $7 off of that one. So back up at $15 on the pass line. We're still going to that $3 craps check. So we had 1 dice off axis, and here we had 2 dice off axis. So we had an implosion and an explosion. So we had on the left 1 die off axis, and then we have the implode, explode both dice. So we're going to go with the kissing set. So our kissing set is a 4, 2, 2, 6. I'm sorry, 4, 2, 2, 4. So we're going to go 4, 2, 2, 4. And we're going to go all bet set, dice out. Good morning, Jeff. So after this first shooter, we'll go through. There was quite a bit of stuff that went on this weekend as far as craps or craps community or videos or what have you. Again, the dice crossed, but we got a 6, 4. And that would be Waylon's best friend. That's a 6, 4, 10. Waylon's best friend way on that end, Daddy Joe. So our new point is a 10. And I'm not so familiar with that kissing set because that is something that I really don't throw a lot of them. So let's see what that is. So 4, 2, 2, 4. And we had a single pitch on our right die. We had a 1 die off axis on that left die. So let's go back to our chart and see where we are at. So we have got, we had an implode, explode on the left side there, and we have 1 die off axis on the right die. So we're going to stick with that kissing set. So remember, one die off axis was the last one here. So kissing set 4224. We're going to put $50 on that 9. Oh, we're bringing our bets down. We're going to go to 154 inside. So that's going to be $35 on the 5 and 9. We're going to go 42 in that 6 and 8. And we're going to call that all bets set. I see that Crapsee is having some problems for some of the people. Guys, if you are having problems with Crapsee, make sure you get out of Crapsee and go back into it again, see if that helps any future. The update for, and I'm using the Android app right now to enter everything in, guys. So that may be one of the problems. I guess the PC version is up to date for the most part. The iOS and the Android version, they are waiting for the update to be approved by both Apple and Android. So, guys, there may be some problems. It's supposed to go through, the update's supposed to go through today or tomorrow, and I will try to keep it updated as soon as it does go through. So hopefully when we do our sessions, it will work all the way. Good morning, Coach Joe. So let's go. Dice out. 4224. Again, those dice crossed, and maybe this time we have a 5-5 Old Bay Bushel, hard 10. Again, not familiar with the kissing set results so much, so we're going to have to see what that is. And by the way, we buckshotted our second pointer, guys. We had a 9, now a 10. And as a 4-2, that was a single pitch. And a 2-4. That was a double pitch. So that's going to be ultimately a single pitch, both on axis die. So let's see where we're at. The last one was... Oh my God, where are we? Where are we? Okay. The last one was a one die off axis on the left side there. So one die off axis, and then we had a single pitch secondary here. So we're going to the hardway set next. So remember, single pitch, our secondary hit. So we're going to the hardway set here, and again, we're going to stick with that $15 pass line, $3 craps check. And all of our box numbers are turned off. We've brought $75 back to the rack thus far. So 5454 hardway set. And all bets set. The left die did not make it all the way down, but we have a 1-1-2 magic aces once again. So that should be a repeater bet. That is definitely a repeater win. Again, that is both dice off axis. So the last one was a secondary on the left side, and we have one dice off axis. So we're going to stick with that hardway set. So 5454 hardway. We had a 1-1-2 for Crapsee. We definitely are not hitting many of the ATS bets here, guys, but we are definitely hitting bets that are paying out for us. We had 2 points hit so far, and the aces were hit twice already. So again, $15 craps pass line bet, $3 craps check, and we're sticking with that 5454. That was both dice off axis on this throw, so we'll have to remember that for when we review this next on the George from CY Matrix. That is my biggest flaw right now, guys, is remembering what my last dice roll is. My short-term memory is so bad. And it's something I wish it was better, but it's been like that for my entire life. So it has nothing to do with my old age. 5454, here we go. And we got a 5-4 Big Mac, hard 9. So here we go. There'll be our new point, 9 once again. 9 and 10 have been the numbers so far, and aces. And that is going to be a single pitch of the die. So if we go to our chart here, we had a secondary and now a single pitch. So we're going to go back to that V set. So now we went from one die off axis to both die on axis, which is interesting. 3-2, 3-6. And one of the goals here, guys, as we go through, we're going to take that $35 line bet off, by the way. And we're going to put $15 in odds. We're going to go $20 in odds. One of the things here, guys, that you want to do is kind of watch your dice and see what patterns are showing. You know, is one dice off axis? Are you staying on axis but doing single pitches, double pitches? All that information is valuable, and that's going to help us determine, you know, what dice set you're going to be using going forward. Whether we use the Georgetown CY matrix or whether we use quarter turn method, which we'll cover later on, or any other different way of determining your dice sets at the table. Let's go all bet set. We got a 3-2, 3-6 dice set here. And it seems like we have a very long show. We're only 8 rolls in. That's kind of surprises me a little bit here. Dice out. And we got another 5-4 Big Mac hard 9. Wow. That has been a very consistent number today. I think that's the 3rd time we've thrown that out of 8 throws. Wow. So 5-4. And again, that is going to be a single pitch of the die. So the last one was a single pitch. This is also a single pitch, so we're going to stick with that secondary on the left, secondary on the top, so stick with the V set. So it's going to be 3-2, 3-6, and we are looking for a new point again, so that was a buckshot once again. Wow, guys, 3 buckshots in a row. $3 craps check, $15 pass line bet, all bets set, and dice out. 3-2, 3-6. Dice crossed again after they landed. This time we have a 3-5-8. That would be the easy 8. So that is going to be 1 die off axis. So we went from a single pitch to 1 die off axis. So a secondary to 1 die off axis. Sticking with that hard way set now. Going with the hard way set. And we're going to enter in on Crapsee 3-5-8. So our new point is going to be 8. We're going to take, we have enough money to now, so we're going to take all of our bets down. We're going to go to 66 inside. So it's going to be 15 on the 5 and 9. We got 18 on the 6. We're not going to put anything up on the 8 because the pass line bet covers that. We have enough money now if we want, because we are in the positive. We have 120 brought back to the rack. We have 78 at the table now. Let's go $15 on the 4, $15 on the 10. So that we have all the numbers covered, 120 brought back. Now we have 108 on the table. We're going with the hard way set again. That's what it was. And what was the last roll? We had a single, we had a 1 dice off axis. Okay, just so I can remember that. 5-4, 5-4. And all bets set, dice out. And we got a 6-4-10. That would be Waylon's best friend weighing it in, Daddy Joe. So we had a, we did the hard way set there. It was 1 dice off axis. So we went from a single pitch to 1 dice off axis. So we're stick with the hard way set. I think we had a single pitch. I don't remember. But we're going with the hard way set here, guys. 6-4. And if you guys, if you don't remember what your last roll is, not a big deal. Just stick with what you just got done throwing, or make a choice. Just make a choice and stick with it. So we had one dice off axis, stick with the hard way set. That was a 10. We got paid out on that, so we're going to bring that 10 up to $25. 47 brought back, 118 on the table. We are definitely in the profit for the shooter. We'll go all bet set. Dice out. One dice off axis, 5-4-5 for hardware set. Dice out. Again, the dice crossed over at the end, and we have a 4-4 hard 8 square pair, and that is a primary hit. So we went from one dice off axis to a primary. So one dice off axis is the way in the end on the left side of primary, so we're sticking with that hard way set. And that I should have known without even looking at it, but it is what it is. So again, we hit that point, guys. It's been point, hit the point, point, hit the point, buckshot, buckshot, buckshot. We have hit 3 points so far. We're only 11 rolls in. This is our 12th one coming up. Looking for the 4-point fire bet here. Stick with that $15 pass line bet. We've got a $3 craps check, and we've only thrown 4 numbers so far. So talk about consistency. Again, stick with the 5-4-5-4. This is a primary hit. Going to hard way set here. Primary hit on the last one. Dice out. And we have a 6-5 Midmo Yo. Chiro is in the CMJ basement. Welcome, Chiro. So that is one die off axis. So we went from a primary to one die off axis. So that's going to be sticking with that hard way set once again. And we're going to go 6-5 on Crapsee. And that is a pass line winner for the come out, a natural. So we're going to go back up on that craps check for $3. And we're going to be looking for that point. So we're sticking with the hard way set. One dice off axis was the last one. Good morning, Uncle Hoku. So I was setting up for the program today, and Uncle Hoku must have saw me in Crapsee, so he jumped on really quick, and this is about 20 minutes before the live stream went live. And then when we started, I didn't see you at all, Uncle Hoku. I only saw Roger on Crapsee. But welcome back. Thank you for stopping back. Dice cross at the end, but we have a 2-2. Heart 4, that would be the ballerina. Again, another primary hit. So we went from one dice off axis on the left side there to a primary on the top. So we have a hard way set once again. So we got 2-2 for Crapsee. Finally, we hit a different number than what we have been hitting so far. Guys, all we need is that midnight, the OMC craps, all the dots and all the spots in order to get that tall. And we need the 3, 5, 6 to get that small. So what's going to hit today? We're going to take that $15 off the 4 now, and we're going to make the 8 look like 18. Remember, we already regressed. We are into profit right now. We are looking to start pressing our bets up. 171 brought back to the rack. We have 121 on the table. Again, we are sticking with that hard way set. Good morning, Horn High. Welcome to Level Up. You are on the road. Okay. Sticking with the hard way set here, guys. What was the last one? We had a primary. So we had a one die off axis and a primary. Let me just double check this once. So we had a one die off axis and a primary. Stick with the hard way set. Okay, that is fine. All bet set. dice are not comfortable. They split apart. My finger was not centered on the split of the dice. And here we go, dice out. And we get a 4-4 hard 8 square pair, another primary. So we went with a hard 4 and then a hard 8. So 2 primaries. Again, we're going to stick with that hardway set. So if you guys look at the chart, it's going to be sticking with the hardway set, a primary and a primary. Oops, I apologize. We go with the V set. Wow. So primary and a primary means we go over to the V set, the 3236. And we're going to press that 6 and 8 up to $30. So we're going to drop in $3 to get to that point. This is our first press on that. So we have 192 brought back to the rack, 145 in the rack, going with that V set. And that call surprised me, 3236. So we had 2 primaries. So the last one was a primary, and we have a V set. They out. And we got a 1-3-4 Big Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. So 1-3-4. And that is our buckshot at point, guys. We hit the 4-point fire bet. Wow. That is something I very rarely ever do. And we are only 15 rolls into this shooter. We hit the 4-point already. So let's see if we can pick up that 5 or that 6 and see if we can work on a 5-point. Wow, that's amazing to me. So we're going to stick with the $15 pass line bet, $3 craps check. And hopefully Crapsee's working well for you guys. It seems to be working over here. So we did that was a single pitch of the die. So we went from a primary to a single pitch. So primary on the left side, single pitch or secondary. We're sticking with that V set. 3236. And all bet set. And we got dice out. And that was kind of a wild toss there, guys. But we have the Ace Deuce Alfredo sauce, 2 and 3. And I think that was wild because it landed really close to the back wall, and then it kind of just took off on us. That's going to be, what do we have there? We had 2 primaries, so we had a primary, and then we've got a single pitch of the dice here. So let's go primary and a secondary, sticking with that V set. And we got a 2-1-3. I think that was a single pitch. I'm almost positive. Yep, we got a single there, and we've got a double pitch there, so that would be a single pitch. 3-2-3-6 is sticking with that V set. Good morning, Alfredo. Randall, if you can't get in, try again. Otherwise, guys, I'm gonna apologize for Crapsee right now because the update did not go through yet. Thank you, Alfredo. So again, guys, we got the 4-point here. Looking for a new point yet. That was a craps check winner on that last throw there. $15 pass line, $3 craps check, and all of our box numbers are turned off. All bets set here. 3-2-3-6. Base out. And we got a 6-3-9. So that would be the center field 9. And we're going to go back up on that 9. So we're not going to have a chance at a 5-point here yet. And that is going to be 1 dice off access. So we have a 6-3 for Crapsee. And the last one was a I don't remember what we had for the last one. We had a one die off axis. So we have two one die off axes. So we're gonna go back to that hard way set. So one dice off axis, 5 for hard way set. Let's check our bets. And we're going to take that $15 off the 9. We're going to put it over on that 4. 210 brought back, 145 on the table. We're going to call that all bets set. One dice off axis was the last roll. We have a 5 for hardware set. Dice out. Dice cross, really weird here. But we got a 6-2 Duracell 8. Go out and support free live craps is what he's calling it now. So make sure you give that thumbs up and you support all the channels that you favor and the channels that you think is doing a great job. Make sure you subscribe to those channels as well if you have not done so already. That is going to be one dice off axis there. So we went from one dice off axis to one dice off axis, guys. And that means we're going to stick with that hard way set. So we hit that 8, so we're going to press the 6 and 8 up to $42. And again, guys, I am practicing for next week. Next week, I'm going to be down in Chicago area, Joliet, actually, Illinois, and we're going to go all bets set here. And so my intention is next week to do a show here, just like we are on Monday morning, guys. And as soon as I'm done with my show, or shortly after, I will be packing up the vehicle and going down to Illinois for the meetup. And then I am planning on, and I'm not going to set in stone right now, but I'm planning on bringing all my equipment along, of doing a show each morning down there. And I'm going to be trying to come up with some different guests to do the show with. In fact, Alfredo's in the chat right now. Alfredo is going to be one of them that I'm going to be asking to be a guest on one of my shows, probably Thursday morning. And then I already talked to a few other individuals, some of the people that actually visit my chats here. And we're going to ask them to do shows in the morning as well. So we're going to do probably a daily recap in the morning, and then we're going to do a interview style type thing, something I've never really done before. So this is going to be kind of a trial and error process. So maybe guys, and this is too much talking is what this is. That is a 6-1-7. Ouch. So our roll finally came to an end. Again, we're going to start over with that 3-2-3-6. So maybe I could talk to a few of the people down there. Maybe we could do a co-host thing. Who knows? We'll see. So anyhow, sorry, CRC, no yo there, buddy. We came close. We came close. But we only made $76 off that share. So that was a long shot. We didn't make a ton of money, but at least we got back to the break-even point. Thank you, Replay fan. So let's go one more shooter here, guys, at least, if not two. Hopefully we have another roll just as long as we just did. Let's go $25 pass line bet, $5 craps check, 555 in the ATS. And before we get started, guys, a couple things from this weekend. Craps chat last night was very good. It was about 2 and so hours long. We had a nice after show. Make sure you guys go and check it out on Casino Gaming TV. It's hosted by Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps, and it's the inventor or thought of person was Dylan from Skill and Luck. Guys, if you're nocturnal like I am, and apparently Alfredo from Texas Crap Shooters is, check out his video from last night, guys. He had 4 shooters and 3 smalls he hit, and he just missed the tall by 1 on 2 of the shooters, and 1 of the shooter he missed the tall by 2. So make sure you checked it out. I made a shit ton of money last night on his channel. I bet you I made about $1,500 to $2,000 just off of his rolls from last night. So make sure you check that out. Let's go all bets set here. And we're going to start with the 3-2-3-6. We're going to start our process all over here. Dice out. Dice split apart after they landed, but we started off with that 4-5 hard 9 Big Mac. So 4-5-9 will be our new point, 9. And 9 is definitely a strong number today. So that is going to be a single pitch. Let's go again. 3-2-3-6. And we're going to go with a 220 inside bet level here. We're going to go 50 on the 5, 60 on the 6 and 8. We're going to go $25 pass line odds and all bets set. Now we're going to try to speed this up a little bit. So it's a single pitch. 3-2-3-6 is the dice set right now. And dice out. And we got another 6-3-9, another buckshot. This one is a 6-3. The last one was a 4-5. And this is going to be one dice off axis. So we went from a single pitch to a one dice off axis, which is a secondary one dice off axis. Sticking with the hard way set. Hard way set it is. And we got a 6-3. Hard way set is next. So we're going to go drop down to that $15 pass line before we get going here. That was a nice little win there to start off with. So $15 pass line bet, $3 craps check. And again, we had one dice off axis there. So we got to remember that we are in the hard way set right now. 5-4-5-4, one dice off axis, and all bets set. Oh, Randall was on there too. It was his first time on the feed. Loved it, he says. So Randall, that was you on there last night. Okay, I did not realize that. Okay, that is awesome to know. Thank you. And you did an awesome job, by the way. 6-2, Durso 8. Go on and support live craps. So Jeff does a really good job at hosting the shows and makes it pretty easy to get in on and go to participate on the shows. And I'll tell you what, it's not just Jeff. Everybody that does their live shows, it makes it very easy. Alfredo, push a button and you're on there. You know, all those guys that are having people that host. I unfortunately do not know how to do that. By the way, this is one dice off axis, so we're going to stick with, I believe, that hard way set. We are. I don't know how to do that, and it's something that hopefully somebody can teach me how. Maybe when I go down to Chicago this weekend, somebody can teach me how to do that. But we're going to stick with the hard way set. We're going to move the $60 off the 8. In fact, we're going to take all of our bets on. We're going to go to that 154 inside bet level. 35 on a 5 and 9, 42 on that 6. We're going to go with $25 on pass line odds. $54 brought back to the rack and all bets set. Hard way set. And the last one was a one dice off axis. Dice split apart immediately when they landed. They actually, one went this way, one went that way. We have an ace deuce Alfredo sauce. Again, one dice off axis. So we're going to go with one dice off axis, one dice off axis. That means we're sticking with that hard way set. So we're going to go 5-4-5-4 after we get the Crapsee result entered in. 1, 2, 3, ace deuce. So that's going to help us with that ATS bet. So again, we're going to set up the hard way set while you guys get your Crapsee bets in. I'm not going to change a single thing on my bets because that does nothing for me. And we're going to go all bets set, dice out. One dice off axis, hard way set. Again, one dice off axis is a very common thing for me. And we got, I say one dice off axis, now we got a primary head. We have a 4-4 hard 8 square pair. So we went from one dice off axis to a primary. So that means we stick with that hard way set. And I don't even know why I look at that, because if I have a hard way come up off a hard way set, that means it's a primary. That means you're going to stick with the same thing, because obviously it is working. So 5-4, 5-4 hard way set, primary. That was another point hit. I am just a point hitting machine today. Guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not bragging, because this is something that never ever happens. It's more of an amazing myself comment than anything. Again, I don't normally hit a lot of points. I do normally have some quality rows though, and we got all bets set here. $15 on our pass line, $3 craps check. All the box numbers are turned off. Hard way set here, and the last one was a primary hit. And we have a 6-2-8 so 8. So 8 will be our new point. And that was a single pitch of the dice. So we went from a primary to a single pitch, or a secondary, if you will. So we're going to go over to that V set now. So enter in the Crapsee 2-6-8. We're back on that 8 for our point. So all we're going to do is we're going to put pass line odds up of $25, and we'll call that all bets set for that. We're going to go, what did I just say we're going to go with? I think we're going to 3V, but let me double check. That was one dice off axis. Yeah, we're going to go with the 3V here. 3-2-3-6. Again, if guys, just pick a set. If you can't remember what you just got done doing, or what your next thing is, just pick a set and go with it. We could technically come down on our best of 66 inside, and we should be safe. Let's do that right now, because we should have enough money brought back to the rack. Yeah, we do. So we have $15 on a 5 and 9. We have 18 on that 6. The pass line is covered, covering the 8. 96 brought back to the rack. We have 78 on the table at the current moment, and all bets set. Dice out. 3-2-3-6. We got one dice off axis, I believe, as our last one. So 3-2-3-6, one dice off axis. And both of them guys went down, and they just kind of stopped. They didn't even hit a back roll. They didn't go wall. They didn't go backwards, sideways, or whatever. They just landed and stopped. So we have a 6-4-10. That would be Waylon's best friend weighing that in, Daddy Joe. So that is a one dice off axis. So we have two of them with a one dice off axis. So we're going back to that hard way set. So 6-4, 6-4 for Crapsee. We're going over to that hard way set. That was a 10 on that throw. That did nothing for us, because we don't have any money on it. Now, if I would have went one more hit, I could have picked up that 4 and 10 right away. But let's just stick with this for now. One dice off axis, 5-4-5 for hard way set, and we're going to go all bets set. We only have 4 people in Crapsee, so I am assuming that Crapsee is not working well today, guys, and for that I apologize. You're right, Randall. Jeff does make it easy, but everybody is very accommodating in this community. And that is one of the things that we do pride ourselves in, is being accommodating, working with others as much as we possibly can. Dice cross right at the end. And we have our first 5-1 mixer for the day. Chris from Sideshow Gamble. So that was, what do we use for our dice set? I think we did a 3-2. 3-6. So that should be a single pitch of the dice. No, we did a hard way set, so that's one dice off axis. So let's stick with the hard way set. Remember, one dice off axis, hard way set, and that's going to allow us to go to, we're going to stick with that $18 on the 8. We're going to pick up the 10 and 4 for $15 a piece. 117 brought back, 108 on the table. Now we have all the numbers covered. 5-4-5-4, and the last one was one dice off axis. And all bets set. Dice out. This has got to be the longest it's taken me to roll this number of rolls. I must be taking my sweet ass time today. We have the 426 2x4. It's the first time we've thrown that today, but that's the second 6 in a row. So 6 is a hot number starting right now. And 6 was definitely a hot number last night for Alfredo. 426. And we had one dice off axis, and then we have a single pitch here. So one die off axis and a secondary stickling with that hardway set. And this time we are going to go to $30 on that 6. So we got a hardway set, one die off axis, all bet set. Dice out. Dice crossed again, but we have a 3-2-5. That would be the no field 5. So one dice off axis was the last one. This is a single pitch on this one. Enter it on KPI. We'll check our screen. So we went from one die off axis to a single pitch, which is sticking with that hardway set. So single pitch was our last one. 3-2-5 for Crapsee. And we're going to press that 5 and 9 up to $25 each. So we actually bring only $1 back to the rack off of that one because we are using the majority of money to press up and get ready to be in position where we can actually press up really fast and really hard and really nicely. So we have 159 brought back, 140 on a table, hardway set. The last one was a single pitch. 5-4-5, 4 hardway, single pitch, and all bet set. Good morning, Duracell 8. I've rolled your number a couple times today already. And dice out. Dice crossed right at the end there, guys. And this is the first OMC craps, all the dots and all the spots, midnight that I've thrown today. So 6-6-12. And that is both dice off axis right now. That would be an implode and an explode. So we went from a single pitch to both dice off axis. So that's the first time we've really done that today. And I'm really not excited to see that. So we went from a secondary to implode, explode. We're going to go to that V set. So implode, explode, and we're going to go all bet set here. Guys, all we need is that mid-mo yo to hit the tall, and all we need for the small is a 2 and a 4. So 3-2-3-6, implode, explode for the last one. And all bet set. And we got a 6-1-7. Ouch. So we got close. We made a profit, but we got close. Again, our profits are not tremendous, but we are definitely in a profit. We're not losing money. Anytime you can make money and walk out of the casino, you are doing a good job. So let's go and see what our statistics are for the day, guys. We're going to call it at that because there's only 10 minutes left. But we had 2 decent rolls today. We had a 19 and a 12. We got in an SOR of 15.5, an SRR of 15.5. No come out 7s. Our box numbers and our inside numbers, our 4s and 10s are all above expected. Our come out 7s are non-existent. Horns and fields were above expected. Hardways were high. Pass lane, we're definitely on a light side today. So every number pretty much across the board was up. And remember 15.5, 15.5, and we're going to update our thing really quick here, guys. So let me bring my keyboard over, see if we can update that really quick as we are sitting here. before we get going. Thank you, Jeff. So we got a we had 2 7-outs. We had an SLR of 15.5. We had an SRR of 15.5. Come out sevens, there were none. And we had, I don't remember how many rolls. I will update that when we get when I get done today. But guys, I do want to say thanks for everybody watching, for following along, for giving me that thumbs up and supporting our level up program. But anyhow, until tomorrow, guys, my name is Joe. This is my Craps Master Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it yours too. Have a great and safe day.